There's no way to say this lightly, so I'm just going to come out with it. Music is one of the only reasons that I'm still here. Music has saved my life more times than I can even count. And it may not necessarily be for the lyrics or for any of the special intricacies that they put in. Not for the beat, not for anything, just the emotion that music gives. The pure emotion that is invoked by just listening to it. I've met a lot of people in my life, and I can say almost every single one of them has been saved by music in some way or another. There's nothing like being grabbed by the music. Music, when you're listening to it, it just takes a hold of you and shakes you right down to your very core. It grabs you and it holds you there, and it says, this is how it is, or this is how it's going to be. It's very hard to describe exactly what it does, but if you've ever been touched by music in the same way I have, you know exactly what I'm talking about. When I first listened to Arguru, it was at a very difficult time in my life. Things weren't going well on a personal level, and I was slipping further and further into my own depression. And when I first listened to the song, I couldn't help myself. I started bawling. I just started crying, but they weren't tears of sadness. They were just pure emotion because of how beautiful the song was and how intensely it had touched me. I guess that's when I decided to start pursuing music on my own terms. Once I was touched in that way by the music, I was a changed person. I'm not saying I still don't have my own problems. A lot of people do, and you know, I'm not any different. But I have a purpose that I didn't have before. And that purpose is to save others in the way that I was saved, and to try to spread this beautiful, beautiful emotion, and all of these different emotions, not just the singular, through music. When the emotion grabs you, it's like nothing you've ever felt in your life before. When you're inspired, when you suddenly have the idea, there's no better feeling. It's mind-blowing. When you have the idea of making a song or of writing down lyrics that are so touching to you that just thinking about them gives you goosebumps and gives you these massive chills that you can't get over. Creating is never an easy process. There's always little bumps in the road. But when you sit down and you create the piece, you start with the piano, you go on to the synths, you go on to the drums or guitar, whatever you're working on. It's the most amazing feeling in the world knowing that you're putting yourself into this work. It's not just a creation of uselessness. It's you saying, here I am. Here is this part of me that I'm giving to you. And when you finally hear the finished product, it's unlike anything. The pride. It's like having a newborn child that is all yours. It's you. And giving that to someone else is one of the most beautiful things that you can do. Spreading it, showing other people. Because when they come back and they say, when I listened to your song, it got me through one of the harder points in my life. Or when I listened to your song, it made me realize things weren't that bad. Or I just felt happy. That's one of the most beautiful things that anybody can say to an artist. Because when we put ourselves out there and we get back such beauty in return in the form of these comments, the level of happiness is almost unparalleled. Knowing that someone took a piece of you and listened to it and then had that same emotion that shook you at the beginning shake them in maybe different ways, where they can't help but sing, they can't help but dance, or they can't help but smile. It's one of the most amazing things in the world.